What is the best build in Cyberpunk 2077? Today I'm going to show you the fastest way to play this game without a glitch or something. With this build you are incredibly fast, you are doing incredible high damage, and you shouldn't have any problems with the game. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Ivan the German is back for you guys, and today I'm going to show you my build which I'm using all the time with my first playthrough, and for the videos and all that stuff I'm running this build, and it's the same build overall because it's by far the best build in the game. Why? You are using a melee weapon. I will say a melee weapon, a blade. You do not have to have a Katana, Mantis Blade or whatever, but with Katana this build is perfect. Why? Because Katanas have a very high crit damage. With this build you can one-hit almost everything. Your strong attacks are so incredibly strong. Even with the Mantis Blade or even with a normal Tanto Blade, you are hitting so hard, so fast, and you are moving so fast. You do not have to reload, you do not have to take a break, because you are self-healing and your damage input is quite high. Your movement speed is high, that means you can run around quite quickly, and you can use the stealth ability to improve your gameplay, or you can even increase your damage with this stealth abilities. So maybe you have some difficulties, problems or questions about Cyberpunk and other games. Here on the Inside Gaming channel we want to improve your gaming experience. That's why it's important to subscribe to this channel to not miss any videos like this one. So that's a small input in what you are going to see with this build. Let's start with the Cyberware skills and the gear. So let's start with the Cyberware, and do not be afraid, you don't have to spend that much into Cyberware. Go and loot, you get a lot of stuff, don't spend thousands and thousands into this equipment. You just need the right piece of Cyberware, which I'm going to tell you to make this build work. And you don't even have to have the rare or legendary version. So let's start with heal on kill. Heal on kill is very useful because with heal on kill you get instant 6% with the epic version after defeating an enemy. And that's nice because you are so fast, and even if you get damaged, you are killing so fast that you can get 6% health back. So if you have the credits or if you find it, you should get heal on kill. Let's continue with the adrenaline booster. Instant restores 40% stamina when you defeat an enemy. Almost everything you do, if you do not have skilled it, costs stamina, so that's nice to have. You don't have to buy it. This one is not bad. The biomonitor, you get instant 40% health when your health drops to 50%, cooldown 180 seconds. That's nice. If you get some critical damage, you get a small boost of health to not die. Your Sin Lungs is your stamina regeneration, is a little boosted. I just got this because I found the stuff. That's what I mean, you don't have to buy it. The Cutter Resist, you can see it's an uncommon thing, increases all resistance by 13%, nice to have. And right now, this is the most important. Those two are very important. The Symbiotic Accelerator slows time by 30% for 3 seconds when you are detected by enemies, cooldown 60 seconds. And you see this is even a rare version. You can get a better version, much better version, but you don't have to have it because it's so strong right now. And this makes this build so impressive. You do a lot of damage with your blade, the time is slow, and you can wield your blade and kill almost everybody. So the next one is also nice to have. It's the Kerenzikov. It slows time when you are blocking, aiming or attacking during a slide or dodge. It slows time by 90% for 3.5 seconds. So if you are combining the Symbiotic Accelerator and the Zerenikov, it's an incredible time slowing thing. And that means you are more invincible and you can heal yourself. The subdermal armor is very nice because it increases armor by 200, and this stacks of course with your skill system. You do not have to have it, but it's very nice to have it to increase your survivability a bit more. So, and the Sandevistan MK5, this is the legendary version, but the basic item is the Sandevistan. This is one an addition to the other stuff you do. I almost do not need it, but it's nice to have because it slows time by 30% for 18 seconds. You can activate it by holding the E button, and that's impressive if you need a short break or if you have a very hard enemy. It depends on your situation. The Sandevistan is very nice. It also increases any damage dealt by 50% when active, increases crit chance by 20% and crit damage by 35%. Enemies take 70% more time to notice you, And while Sandovis stun is active, increases crit damage by 50%. So this is the perfect thing for your build as a top-notch addition to the other stuff. You do not need it. As I said, you do not need it, but that's the point of this build. You are fast, you don't have to aim, you don't have to reload, you don't have to heal yourself, and you can fight high tier enemies, those enemies with the skull. So let's continue. The micro rotors are pretty nice because you get 50% more attack speed means more DPS, more damage. So the dense marrow is also very nice because it increases the cost of melee attacks by 10%, but increases the base damage of melee weapons by 7%. That means, and that's the point of this build, your first strikes are crits with more crit damage, and your heavy attacks almost one-shot everything. For hands, I got the Smart Link, it's not so important of course. Arms, I use the Mantis Blades because you can run this build with the Mantis Blades. Why do I not like the Mantis Blades compared to a Katana? The Katana is faster, you have 5 attack speed with the Katana, Mantis Blades 4 attack speed. You can boost it of course, but the Katana or my Katana has a high crit damage. Right here you have 10% crit damage and my Katana has 90% crit damage. That means your crit damage is increased a lot, and that's why you can one-shot almost everything. But I will show you that you can run this build even with Mantis Blades and be almost wielding blade, one-hitting everything in less than a couple of seconds. It's quite impressive, and that's why this build is so strong. And last but not least, I got the double jump for my leg Cyberware, because with the double jump you can jump over fences or other stuff, or your approach is completely different. It's very nice to have, but you do not need to have it, because you can just go into a situation, your time is slowed down by your nervous system, and this double jump thing is like nice to have. You can double jump, man, that's nice, it's funny, even in Cyberpunk. So for the stats, I just played a little bit around. As you can see, I have points left. This is a safe game for my first character, and I went a lot into reflexes, cool, and a little bit of body. The most important thing is reflexes with blades, of course, and cool. Body isn't that important, but we will get into this later on. You do not need intelligence. Intelligence is nice for hacking. You are not hacking because with your Cyberware you aren't able to hack anymore, because the Sandovis stun is taking your hacking ability away, but you have this slowdown and all of that stuff. So let's start with the blade abilities. For blades, so as you can see, I have a couple of things left. I skilled everything to test everything, but for this video I respect. You can respect if you invest 80,000 credits, and this looks a little bit better for you. So let's start. Strong attacks, very important. Your strong attacks with blades deal 50% more damage. That means you can sprint, slide, and make a strong attack. This will almost one-shot everything. 50% more damage. Death Bolt. Death Bolt is pretty nice. While wielding a blade, defeating an enemy restores 20% health and increases movement speed by 30% for 5 seconds. So you're killing almost everything one shot, you get 20% more health, and your movement speed is buffed by 30%. That's one trigger how you can become so fast. Dodging increases damage with blades by 50% for 5 seconds. It's like, okay, you are double tapping something, 50% more damage if you need it, but most of the times, believe me, you don't. Armor increased by 30% while moving. That's what I mean with your armor in the Cyberware slot, 30% extra overall to your armor while moving. Your defensive attacks with blades deal 300% more damage. It's like nice to have, you have so much points, you can use it, but you really do not have to. Sting like a bee. Very nice, increases attack speed with blades by 30%. Attack speed is nice if you want to wielding blade you're very fast, but you do not need it that much because your strong attacks will always one-shot everything. You can, or I like the attack speed because it looks incredible with a fast blade, cutting and slicing everything. Blessed Blade increases crit chance with blades by 20%. Definitely skill that one because more crit chance means more crit damage, and your one hits if they crit, or your strong attacks if they crit, incredible lot damage. Judge, Jury, and Executioner increases damage with blade by 100% against enemies with maximum health. That's incredible, incredible guys. So that means you are approaching something, running towards an enemy, sliding, or coming out of your stealth position, make a strong attack, 100% more damage to an enemy, one of the most important things for this build. And right here increases damage with blades by 3% for every 1% the enemy is missing of health. That means you did 3% damage to a boss, for example, you get 9% more damage. Incredible and very nice, especially if you're stacking with attack speed. So, and the other blade stuff is almost with dodging and recover stamina. You don't need that much bleeding stuff, and you really do not need that much bleed and counter attack because you are slice and dicing so much. Unfortunately, I do not have blades on level 20, and that's a little bit surprising, but Dragon Strike is incredible. You get 25% more crit damage with blades, and you can skill it. It's unlimited, and you get 1% per perk level. So if you have blades on 20, go get it. So the next one is cool, and in your cool build you have stealth and cold-blooded. You can go and play a impressive stealth build, but stealth will also increase your running around, slice and dicing, all of that stuff. The throwing knife, the dagger dealer, is like, it looks cool, to be honest. It looks cool, and it's nice if you want to get a sniper down or a camera. The thing is, you have to use your normal knife or Tanto blades, and if you throw it away, they are gone. You can't loot them, they are thrown away and lost. And that's a very, very negative point, in my opinion, for Cyberpunk 2077, that the throwing knife stuff is gone. But let's continue with the important things. Increases your crit chance by 15% while sneaking. That's nice because you can make a stealth approach and make a strong attack, 50% more crit. Increases movement speed while sneaking, of course. You are a little bit faster. Entering combat, crit chance increases by 50% for 7 seconds. Incredible strong. You make your stealth approach, you're sprinting, 50% more crit chance. Temporarily boosts movement speed by 50% for 5 seconds when detected by an enemy. It's the same thing. Make an approach, 50% more movement speed. Detection time is increased by 40%. It's a nice to have. This one is a nice to have. Cheat death. Very nice. When your health drops below 50%, reduce all incoming damage by 50% for 10 seconds. You see, you do not need that much health, or you do not need that much skills from the health tree, because you are preventing death by using your blades, using your cyberware correctly, and skill the right points. Ninjutsu is very impressive. Crouch attacks from stealth with melee weapons deal 100% more damage and guarantee a crit hit. That means you make a crouch attack with your katana and it's incredibly strong. This one is so important. Go get this. Violent stealth increases health regeneration by 25. It's a nice to have. Assassin is very important. Deal 50% more damage to human enemies. Almost every enemy in Cyberpunk 2077 is a human. Silent and deadly, I choose this one, and also the sniper, or I tried it because I'm running a revolver in my build too as a third weapon, because with the silent revolver your headshot damage is crazy high and you can shot cameras down or snipers or enemies which are far away. So it's like a nice to have, and as you can see you have so much points. So let's jump into the cold blood, and the cold blood tree is very important for this build. So cold blood means after defeating an enemy, gain cold blood for 10 seconds and increase movement speed by 2%, stacks up to 3 times. So with this one, we have 6% more movement speed. So that means if you kill enemies fast, or generally if you're killing enemies, you get benefits. And your slice and dicing build, you are so fast and you kill so much enemies in a short amount of time. Crazy how good cold blood actually is. Increases duration of cold blood by 10 seconds. Nice to have. You want to have your cold blood a little bit longer, maybe you have a down phase or whatever, it's not going away. And for not going away, you should use this one. Stacks of cold blood are removed one by one, not all at once. That means if you have 5 stacks, for example, because you skilled some stuff, like the coldest blood, increase maximum amount for cold blood by 1. That means you get 1 more of this cold blood buffs, and they are going to be removed one by one. So, and in terms of 5 stacks, with Unbreakable, you will get another stack of Cold Blood. It comes very handy because your Cold Blood reduces damage taken by 5%. And that's, as you can see again, you are reducing the incoming damage, and if you get a lot of damage, you will heal automatically. Increases attack speed by 30% per stack of Cold Blood. You have 5 stacks of Cold Blood, and that means an attack speed by 150% increased. That's huge. rapid blood flow, increase health regeneration inside and outside combat by 100% per stack of cold blood. And will to survive, also very nice to have, increases all resistance by 5% per stack of cold blood. So that means 25% because we have 5 stacks, or we can have 5 stacks. And I run around and I missed a very important one. It's like Blood Brawl. While cold blood is active, increases damage with melee weapons by 10%. Of course you have to get this one. And again, if you have cold blood on level 20, merciless, get this thing. And last but not least, athletics. The pack mule increases carrying capacity by 60. That means you are looting much, you are killing much, you need this. Steel and chrome increases melee damage by 20%. And invincible increases health by 30%. Of course, and as you can see, I have a lot of points and we can skill something if we want to, like increases armor by 10%, reduces all incoming damage. That's very nice to have. I can't doubt that, but it's not necessarily needed in this build. And you shouldn't forget this perk, an annihilation, the manic. When entering combat, your movement speed increases by 20% for 10 seconds. It's nice to have more movement speed, you are faster, I like that. So let's check the gear and the weapons. As I said, I have my katana first, and this is the best katana in the game. And nice to know, this katana can be bought by the coach, by the boxing coach. So, and this katana is so incredible good because it has a high crit damage. Compare other katanas, they do not have this high crit damage. I'm not talking about crit chance, but crit damage. The left one, this one here, is the first version. I bought this at level 13. You need a street credibility level 11 to buy this katana, this legendary katana from your coach. And I went there again with level 46. And that's the current katana which I equipped. 2000 DPS, 94% crit damage, 25% crit damage. So this is the best katana for this build because your crit damage is so high, and it's impressive how early you can get this katana. So this is my overall most recommendation, get this. But I will show you in this video that you do not need this strong 2000 DPS katana. I used the 800 DPS katana, and it's also impressive how good this build is, and I used Mantis Blades, and I will show you that in the video. So then I got a knife. This knife is my throwing knife to throw away, kill some snipers or whatever if I want to go full blade. But I also have the Overture revolver. Those revolver are incredibly good for this build. Why? Because your crit damage and your crit chance are so high. We have a 170% crit damage and a 80-70% crit chance combined with some headshot damage. This is incredibly good. That's why you do not have to have any gun skills. I will show that to you. I do not have anything here in handguns, and my crits with this Overture revolver are very high. And you do not need to have a legendary version. This legendary version is like nice to have, but you do not have to have one. Go with a bluish or whatever, but run an Overture revolver because the impact damage, the base one-shot damage, is very high with this one. And for the gear, to be honest, I'm using the gear which I like the most in terms of the look. And right here I try to make a little bit modern Asian assassin. And on this way you can change your appearance a little bit. These are my normal hairstyle if you know my thumbnails. But with this hat it's changing a little bit, which is quite nice. And sad in the same way because you can't change anything in Cyberpunk 2077 on the normal way. And if you want to go all in, min-maxing your stats, go for crit damage, crit chance. These are perfect. Even with mods. I'm not running any mods because I didn't bought one because you don't need it. But on this katana I bought some mods, and you should use mods like crit damage, attack speed, crit chance. Those are very fine. So after you saw everything what you need, how do you play this build? So it's quite easy to play it because you can entering a fight, like sprinting to the enemy, slice and dice everything and go away. If you want to min-maxing everything, go into stealth and crouch in front or behind the enemy, doesn't matter, and make a strong attack. Those strong attacks will one-hit almost everything, and then continue. Your time is slowing down, you can sprint very fast, and you can slice and dice almost everything. You do not have to have this strong attack only gameplay. I like to slice and dice everything with light attacks because it looks cool, but with min-max damage, go for the strong attacks, they will one-shot almost everything, and then your Cold Blood ability kicks in and all the other buffs you got with this build. Of course, this build is running on the very hard difficulty to show how good this build is, and I played on very hard all the time, and I've never had any problems with any enemy or whatever if the enemy is not bugged. And this is Cyberpunk what we are talking about, but on normal circumstances, this build is incredible. The next build is going to be a handgun only version, a sneaky handgun only version, maybe like a netrunner with a handgun, I don't know, but this build is too impressive to leave it, and it's like I'm going to do some side missions to explore the world a little bit more with this build because you're fast, and I hope you enjoyed this video with this build. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. And if you like what you see, show the world that we Germans can win at least something. And if you like, that's awesome, guys. Thanks for the support. I appreciate that. See you in the next video.